Test, test, test.
On.
Testing, testing. Sure. Thank you, sir. Do you want a water?
No, I'm all right. I thought you guys had hot tea. Sir, I thought you had hot tea, sir.
All right, welcome EGRL fans. Welcome to not so sunny, slightly overcast Virginia, where the wind is strong and the rugby is good. My name is Mike Eisenhardt, and I am joined here with big fanfare for my colleague Brian Ahern. Brian, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
We're going to try that one more
Should be
time.
on. Yeah, it's on. Test, test, test. It is working. Yeah, yeah.
All right, he's here.
All right.
a
Hello, folks.
A little soft, but we got you.
Shout out to Steph Alaprandi, who is not with us today.
Yeah. Apologies to the fans. You're going to have to suffer with me today instead of Steph. We are watching the final moments of the boys' game here. We've got Raleigh Redhawks against a team from Western Canada. It's pretty great. Pronounce it again for me? Shawnigan Lake. Shawnigan Lake in the black against Raleigh Redhawks in the red. And it looks like time has expired on the scoreboard, but we'll see if referee lets it run a bit.
Got some action down here in the corner, going for the try line.
Yeah, it makes it exciting. We have 21-12, so they'll be a little short even if they get the try. And
That's it. Whistle blows. Game's over.
was that the final?
Yeah. There'd
no,
be a
I
tap
think
and kick to
penalty.
touch.
There we
Yeah,
go.
there we
There's
go.
the tap and kick. And that's it. Shawnigan Lake with the win. 21-12 here on field 2.
So game one was worth coming all the way from Western Canada.
Yeah, it's a good start. Good start of the tourney for them. We are here at the Hanson Regional Park, which for those that are not familiar is a beautiful park in and around Leesburg, Virginia, where 6 teams on the girls' side have come together, of which 3, I believe, are EGRL.
Yeah, we have Charlotte Cardinals, we have Vienna, and we have Morris Rugby.
So those are 3 EGRL teams, and the first 2 of these are going to be making their way to the field. It's Cardinals versus Cardinals. So it's Charlotte Cardinals versus Vienna Cardinals. Charlotte Cardinals are wearing their stripes, their classic red and blue stripes, and Vienna in the solid white with black trunks. And we'll see how this game goes. This is a league match, Brian, so this one matters. I mean,
Yeah, this is going to be a big time match right here because both of these teams are vying for. This is the first match in the Southern Division, so.
Yep, this is the Southern Division opener. When we scheduled these matches, they were. It was a little tricky to get all the Southern teams. So Vienna is coming from Southern Virginia, and of course Charlotte, Raleigh, and then Wanda Wahines are South Carolina and North Carolina. So getting them together was a bit of a trick. So they opted to both be at this tournament and try to get this game arranged. Big shout out to Peter from Gonzaga Rugby who helped us get that together, get them in the same pool. He's been a big help along the way.
I think it was a matter of attrition on our adminion. I think you basically just railroaded him into, okay, do whatever you want.
A little water torture, a little adminion water torture, like just drip.
This guy will not leave me alone. His team's dropping left and right, and he's dealing with you.
Wait, are you saying 16, 17 emails a day is a lot?
Well,
I thought we were just having a conversation.
No, you never know. For some people, maybe not, but I do hear that this field, Hanson Field, is named after that boy band Hanson.
Oh, very nice.
So,
well, there you go.
is
that the Mbop?
Mbop, yeah.
There
you go.
Might have to cut into that a little bit later.
Karaoke later on.
All right, so teams are taking the field. We got Vienna on the left side of the screen in the white, and Charlotte now taking the field on the right in the stripes. Big shout out to both coaches. It's not common, but today they both came up with numbered rosters, so we're going to do our best to keep track with the numbers. That sounds easy. It is not, but we will do our best.
Shout out to O'Leary.
Expecting big things from O'Leary.
Not O'Leary, inside joke.
Natalie, not O'Leary Allen, who's wearing the number 8 jersey for Vienna. So Charlotte going to kick. Looks like Caroline Cook will take the opening strike. There's the whistle, and we're away. Brings it to the left side of the field. Field attempt, but went backward. And she's going to make her effort. Looked for the offload, but decided against it. They're going to ruck over Sophia Florio with her hands on the ball, and it's out to the pod.
It is a little windy here today, so.
I think that wind could factor into it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It seems to be blowing straight north-south on the field. So.
Yep, absolutely. So Vienna looking to do a couple of pods there, but now looked like they brought it to their center and kind of crash ball into the middle. And getting a bit of a choppy mic there, but looked like Scrummy took it in, and there goes Allen. Looks for the offload. Big tackle. And we've got a player down on the field, so play goes on because she's not in the play. So for those who aren't familiar with the sport, it may seem brutal, but rugby is unique in that nature. Referees instructed to continue the game as long as it's not going to become an unsafe situation. So
that was number 7, Patterson, on that big hit there.
Huge, right? To knock them back. That's what every coach is looking for. Yeah. So stoppage of play, and she signals a penalty. And now it looks like the time will be off, and we'll attend to the injured player.
So it looks like we have Esley Percy down.
Is that maybe they're number 5, yeah. Yeah, Isley Percy. Can't quite tell. She looks like she's just shaking up, favoring that left knee a little bit. She's up, though, and definitely tender on that knee. We'll see what happens.
Hopefully it was just a bit of a dead leg, bit of a knock to the kneecap, which hurts immensely.
Yeah, a lot of hurt. Hopefully no harm, but definitely lots of discomfort. Looks like she's going to make her way off for at least an evaluation, and we'll see what happens here. Oh, that's a friend.
Wow, she's being carried off the field. That's awesome.
We don't need golf carts.
She's like, we need to get going with this game.
We've got flankers and second rows for that. All right, looks like Natalie Allen is going to take the strike, try to find some touch. Bounces in, does not look like it's going to make touch, but they may have retained it. Yes, they did.
Yeah, that wind is definitely going to be a factor when you're kicking from the middle of the field to the sidelines because it's right in their face. So I'd almost opt for the tap if they have the choice.
Yeah, and it's a far kick. It's a wide field. I think that's sometimes deceptive for the kicker. You're in that middle field. I mean, to get any angle, you're talking about a 50-meter strike. That's not a small kick.
Exactly, yeah. And you're really not gaining much by putting the ball out, basically in line with where you're taking the kick.
Right.
So,
yeah, that's a great point. So it looks like referee called Charlotte on the first knock. Ooh, that looked like an early push to me. Might be a warning there. But, yeah, Charlotte on the first knock, and then the second knock was Vienna. So Vienna's ball to put in on the scrum. And referee is having some words with the front rows. So usually you can't really have any forward movement until that ball is in. And sometimes first scrum of the day can be a little bit, amped up. So she'll calm them down and start again.
Safety first.
Much more stable. There's the ball.
That's a big push
That
there
is a
by
big push.
Charlotte.
So the benefits of having a seasoned scrum half, she's able to pull it out and play along. So they've got some space in the width. She's calling for it, but
it looks like getting a forward pass.
Unlucky.
The winger just came up expecting the ball a little earlier and didn't get it out. So
yeah, that is. She's a little ahead of the play, which is tricky, but I think she saw a lot of green in front of her.
She had
she
happy feet.
Ready to go, ready to be off of the races.
As us former wingers know what that's like, don't we?
Been there, friend.
And then we blame the person inside us because we were too happy and too forward.
So I can't tell if that's number 11, in which case that would have been Aviva Albert. Can't tell if that's 11 or...
Yeah, it is 11.
Okay. So this time Charlotte gets the scrum and swings it out.
Oh, nice run there.
This is Cook. So Cook is a pretty well-respected player in the game. I remember watching her play a little bit at Atlantis. Hard charger. Wearing the 13. I've traditionally seen her wearing the 10 jersey, so that's an interesting lineup change.
Was she down in Florida earlier in the year for the tournament we were at?
May have been. I can't recall. But a solid player and knows the game and is often moving quickly. So that's an important key player. So
that breeze is really whipping now.
Yep. Coaches for today on the Charlotte side, we've got the Tice team, Jeff and Alicia, and on the Vienna side, we've got Brian Ebert, who is the primary coach, but he's assisted by a few others. So these teams, I don't believe, have met, maybe at all, but definitely not this year, as we said before. So as the clock ticks down, 15 left to play, or thereabouts, and pretty even so far.
Yeah, that wind is being a little bit of a factor, I think, so far, because the couple of attempts to put the ball in the air really didn't go well. Oh, here we go.
Point. So you can see the number 9, Sofia Florio, from Vienna, doing some work. As we learned this week, she has officially committed to Lindenwood, so a storied program here in the U.S.
That's great news.
Yep.
There goes Tate.
Yeah, that's Zoe Tate, who we know a bit from EGRL Selects. Really, really solid player, and I think young. I think maybe only a sophomore. So expect some big things. Maybe a junior. I'm not quite sure.
Bright future ahead of her. So clearing kick to touch by
Vienna.
Natalie.
Yep. Oh, there she is.
Natalie Allen.
So they're in touch, and this is this the first line out of the day?
It is.
I think it is, so we'll see. That wind is whipping. You can see the flag. It's really blowing, so we'll see if we get a straight throw. Always makes it a bit of a challenge. Referee might take that into account if it's a little wobbly. First jumper's up. Well done. Really nicely, cleanly fielded.
Throw in by Piazza.
Stringing it out a little bit wide, looking to use the width, I think.
A
There
good
goes
ball
14.
movement there. Really nice ball movement.
Ortolano Delana chewing up some meters there on the width, so good job by her. Oh, and we've got a diving over call on Charlotte, so lost their feet, and looks like Natalie will find touch again. Now, that's a helpful kick. I mean,
Yeah, that was a good kick into that wind.
yeah, we're getting down to near mall territory here, I think. So
It's been pretty much all Vienna so far.
So we'll see if they can have another clean line out. Their first one I thought looked real nice. I mean, throw was straight, jumper was up, fielded it cleanly. Always nice to see.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't know. Sometimes to me, when you're in a strong wind, it might actually help you focus a little bit more because you need to make sure you're putting some zip on the ball when you're throwing it in.
That's a fair point. So this one she says not straight, so it'll go Charlotte's way, and maybe they can get the clearance.
So happy Earth Day, everybody.
Oh, yeah. It's today Earth Day.
Yeah. Yeah, my daughter was giving me some fun facts about Earth Day yesterday, so I'll try and share some of her knowledge.
Can you tell her about the artificial turf we're playing on?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Well, so one of her fun facts, which was alarming, was the average human eats a credit card's worth of microplastics per week, which I was a little bit
That is disturbing.
shocked.
Not going to lie, that.
Yeah, it's not good.
No wonder why I've been so full lately. Big clearance kick. That's a nice ball. Got well deep, good run. Let's see what kind of chase Charlotte's got. Here comes their 10.
Bill and McKinstry back on the defense there on that one.
So, Brian, you know they say some games are about possession, some are about position. On the field, that was a pretty big position win right there. Looks like they got looks like another penalty. I didn't see for what, so 2 big kicks. If she can find touch, they'll be in a much better place.
Yeah, so you had Vienna applying pressure all the way through this first half, and now you have 2 kicks, and Charlotte's going to be threatening here.
Yeah, so on a hot day or on a long game, that especially is important, right? We got the energy demands of running and tackling, and here in 2 strikes they've made 60 meters. So
Yeah, that just takes the wind out of the sails of the other team as well. So generally, we'll just give some rules as we go along here. So if you get a penalty and you kick for touch, if you find touch, you retain possession of the ball. So it's a really big advantage if you can use it positionally.
interesting.
Bit of
Going
sneaky
the
line
front.
out here.
Referee says she was 5 meters. That was tough to see. There's no. I guess the orange lines we're playing are the rugby lines, right?
Yeah, and that was Courtney Taylor on the carry there, who's taken her talents to Harvard this year.
Smart move by a smart kid. Go for the short one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, that little short line out, on a windy day, retain possession, give it a go. Maybe you catch the opponent sleeping.
Yeah, and, they got a good setup out of it, so it was the right call. Wow, those planes are low here, huh?
Good thing they built this great press box for us.
Yeah.
So,
Supposedly there was nothing here a week ago.
just a week ago. Put it up for us, bleachers.
Yeah.
Very kind.
It's
Very
the kind of money those Hanson boys have. Umbop was very popular.
So Charlotte comes in, and they're going to try this big shove, I think, here. We'll see if they can win the ball at the head.
Yeah, the head-to-head so far, Charlotte's had the better pack work. Yeah, they turned it over.
Out the channel, but she allowed it. That's big. I guess she said it was hooked and then came out. So this is threatening. If you're Charlotte, you're very happy to be here. You're in front of the sticks, and they get the penalty. So the question now will be, do they go for the 3 with the wind at their back? Nope.
No, they do not.
Caroline says, we will not.
It got answered pretty quickly.
The quick tap. Looks like Vienna trying to get some hands on the ball, but not able to, so the ball is secured. And we'll see what kind of pound and ground they can do.
Charlie Patterson on the drive there. Threatening. Looks like we're going to spread it out to the backs a little bit, maybe. Oh, number outside.
So that that was, I think, a win for Vienna. They're going to try to hold her up and see if they can get the change in possession. Not a bad strategy, but now it's a maul. So the question is
Oh, it looks like it's turned over.
they have now taken it. That appeared to be a high tackle. And we're going to see what the referee calls here. Yes, we got the high tackle. Does not seem to be warning or signaling, so just a penalty. And Natalie will try to clear the ball. So we have a serious battle here. I mean, that's no easy tries awarded. The ball does not make touch. It bounced off her hands. And
Yeah, she
she
called the knock.
says the knock.
Yeah. Unlucky.
That is unlucky. So the clock says 8 minutes to play and ticking down in the first half here. We've got 0-0, and I don't know, what would you estimate, about 50-50 on the possession?
Yeah, I'd say probably leaning a little bit more towards Vienna. Charlotte has had a couple of opportunities of late, and they just had a bit of a turnover there on the try line. So I think that would have been quite a gut punch to Vienna if they had a score, because they were on the move, and a couple of those kicks early really put Charlotte in a good position.
Seems to me that Charlotte is definitely winning the battle in the scrum. They seem to be really getting a meter or two every single shove, and that's helping them out. Here comes the recycle. Out to the flanker.
Out
She's
to Charlie.
give it a go.
Oh, double
Looked like
movement
maybe
there.
a second movement. I agree. Yeah, unfortunate. If she would have let her hands go, she'd probably been okay there, but unfortunately retained it. 2 movements. That's a penalty.
So once you go to ground, you have to release the ball before you can actually jump up and make another move. So
let's see. It looks like maybe they're going to line up some pods here, avoid the kick into the wind.
smart choice.
Yeah, I would agree with that choice. There's the tap and go.
She's kind of running away from her support a little bit. Recycle by Florio. Out to Allen. Nice drive there by Allen.
Yeah, got a couple meters, broke the gain line. And of course, for those who are new to the sport, one of the main features in this style of play is to at least get a meter or two to cause the opponent to back up. You have to be behind the ball before you can attack forward again after the tackle. And so if you can get the team retreating, that's an advantage, because you now are on your, what we call, front foot, and they're on their back foot.
And that's the constant discussion, right? Get past the gain line.
Always. That line of gain is big. So we've got another penalty going Vienna's way. Looks like they're going to go with what they were with. Referee says bring it through the mark. That is hold the ball is Awakanta. And we're going to big hard run. There's the fend.
Charlotte kind of waited for them once the tap was taken there. They could have closed that gap a little bit. There goes Allen. Nice strong run there by Allen. Good support. Looks like the ball might be stuck in there a little bit, dug out by Florio.
Yeah, Charlotte gets over the ball pretty well. They're definitely trying for the jackal or the poach, and it's not going their way yet, but I feel like they're possibly going to get it. We've got a thrown forward call, so that's going to be a scrum down to Charlotte.
Looks like it's going to be a low-scoring affair.
So the first half would seem so, yeah. About 4:45 says the clock. Again, we did have that stoppage with the player down, so there might be a minute or maybe 30 seconds that gets tacked on, but we'll see.
I wonder how big that decision to not go for points earlier with the kick is going to come into play.
It's a fair point. I think, for me in a 40-minute game, when you're in front of the sticks, you got to take it.
Yeah,
0-0
absolutely.
game. This is a tournament, pool play, a win is a win.
Wind at your back.
Wind at your back. I mean, I don't know what kind of kickers they've got off the tee, but I feel like that would have. It's an aggressive move. You can't fault somebody for being aggressive and being confident.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But I think sometimes looking back, cooler heads prevail.
Well, we know that Taylor is a pretty solid boot.
Okay.
As we saw her a lot.
Right. She was
Florida.
in Florida.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, and she did most of the kicking for USA South Selects, and I think she would have hit that for sure. There's a steal. That looks like it's going to be a knock. So looks like maybe she's playing the first knock. There was an advantage, so she let it play. It's going to go Vienna's way.
That's one of the great things about rugby is the once a foul is committed, the ref will allow a certain amount of advantage play, and then if the advantage is not developing, they'll bring it back for the original call. Really keeps the game moving.
Yeah, this referee's she's doing a real nice job. I mean, this is it is not an easy job to be at the center, and I think she's really got a good control of the game, and seems to be playing the advantage appropriately. Sometimes you see these super short or super long advantages, but that was pretty appropriate, I thought.
Yeah, and the one thing I really like what we've seen lately from the referees is they're doing a good job of explaining as they're playing, so it really helps with the development of the players as well.
Yeah, it's a fair point. I mean, you know, at any, I guess, high school level, but certainly I've seen it with the women's game. You know, there are new players on every team. You know, players who have maybe never been on the field, or this is their first or second game, definitely their first season. So they're still learning, and you know, rugby has a lot of laws. It's a lot to keep up with if you don't know.
Luckily, we have our resident referee in you
Well,
to help us along. Oh, some nice ball movement out to the wing
here
here.
goes Cook. We'll see if she can do it.
Cook has some daylight. Yeah, she's in. And it looks like she's getting under the post as well.
Smart player heading to the posts, and yep, there you go. So Caroline Cook, she breaks it. It's sort of a matter of time. She was. Now she's not going to be concerned about that quick tap.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
As of now, I think.
As of this very moment, no. It looks like she might be down. So hopefully she's okay. Hopefully it just fell on the ball awkwardly or something.
Yeah, I know there was a challenge there under the sticks. Vienna came through and challenged, which there really is. They have every right to. If you're going to try to center the ball, you know, they have every right to try to keep you out. It's a very tough spot because as a player, you know that person's going to dive. You don't want to land on them, but you also aren't, you know, trying to give away any advantage. So it's a tricky animal there.
And just for new people to the game, the kick is taken directly in line with where the ball was touched down. So it is a massive advantage if you were on the outside and you can run all the way underneath the posts.
Absolutely.
And then for this
the
tournament,
kicker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And then for this tournament, if the ball is scored underneath the post, they're automatically giving you the 2.
Is that right?
That's what they were doing in the first game.
I was not aware of that. That is very interesting. So we're going to see. Wow, we'll see some aggressive centering then, I would imagine.
Exactly. Yeah. And that might lead to, you know, the potential for injuries as well. But
well, she's on her feet and she looks shaken, but doing okay. So that's good.
She'll be okay by the time she gets to Lindenwood.
Is she going to Lindenwood? No, that's
Sophia. That's Sophia, yeah. Sorry.
I think I'm going to double check. I think Caroline might be a junior. I'm not quite sure on that one. Let's see what we've got here.
Yeah, it's Sophia Florio. It's going to Lindenwood.
Yes. Yeah, Sophia from Vienna. Caroline is a 2024. So she's a junior, but has played quite a bit. So that's good.
You know, the one thing we've really noticed, and it seems to be growing exponentially, is the rugby knowledge at the youth level. And I think it ties into kids are starting younger and there's more of a developed program for them to play in systems and things like that. So it's really exploding on the girls' side.
Yeah, I think we're going to see it. I keep kind of predicting next year at the collegiate level, you know, I think we're going to see a step change because some of those early, you know, the kids who have been playing a little bit more broadly are now stepping in as freshmen, you know, last year and this year coming up. So I think within the next year, maybe 2, we're going to see that step change because now you've got, you know, 13, 14 players, maybe the full 15, probably not, but many players, let's say, call it on the field, who know what's going on and where to be, and you can anticipate. It's faster, you know, it's just, it levels up. That's
a really good point. And even just looking at it from a kicking perspective, you know, you go back 5-6 years ago, you would rarely see one kick from open play. And now, you know, you'd almost expect 2 or 3 players to be able to do it from each team.
Yeah, absolutely. So
and they know when to do it too, which is more important.
Right, even better, not just hacking it at any point.
Exactly.
So it looks like referee's playing the knock-on advantage off the kick. Vienna got the ball, and let's see what she's going to bring it back to. It looks like we've got a player down on the field. Vienna player. We'll see. she's okay, hopefully.
Didn't get a number on her.
Yeah, I can't quite tell from here.
Trainer's coming on to check her out. Super important to have a trainer on staff when there's matches played.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's a physical game, a collision sport, as we sometimes call it. So it looks like time expired on the field. Referee's going to call the half there while the injured player is being attended to. And we've got a tight one. We've got 7-0. So as you mentioned, we've got the automatic 2-point conversion for scoring under the posts. So courageous move by Cook to get that down under the posts. And we've got a battle, 7-0 leaning Charlotte.
It's a close game, but I think, you know, this wind is definitely going to be a factor in the second half. Vienna, you know, they defended pretty well in the first half, so they're going to have the wind at their backs, and hopefully they can use it to their advantage.
Yeah, what a difference it can make when it's whipping like that, you know. Be interesting to see if they decide to challenge with the kick a bit, you know, put it up there, you know, get some pressure on whoever's going to receive it.
Yeah, if you have some speed on the wing, you know, why not try and use it? So, okay, we'll take a little commercial break here, and we'll be right back.
See you in 5. And now a hat tip to our sponsors. The EGRL is supported by Basecamp 31. What's that? Well, we're so glad you asked. Located in Clinton, New Jersey and incorporated way back in 2004, Basecamp 31 is a nonprofit that works to build and support efforts that improve health, build community, and promote personal development. The kinds of things that push people to grow and communities to thrive, like the Elite Girls Rugby League. Learn more at basecamp31.org. And Steamroller Rugby Supply. Look, here's the bottom line. Rugby isn't just some game where you throw the ball backward. It's a global tribe. It's not only about sharp skills, it's about looking sharp and a high-quality kit. When you want top quality at fair prices with personalized service, you want Steamroller Rugby Supply. Visit us at steamrollerrugby.com. Have you ever noticed how many sports leagues and teams are sponsored by physical therapists, trainers, and other similar professionals? It's almost like they're expecting you to get hurt and want to be top of mind. Not if, but when you do. What would you call a team of those same types of professionals that do treat injuries but spend most of their time working with you to prevent them instead? Some people call them crazy. They call themselves proactivity, and their customers usually call them first. It's not rehab, it's human achievement, and they've been doing so with top athletes and employers since 1998. Got a business that would get into supporting these great athletes too? We'd love to have you advertise with us. Send our ad minions a note. Email admin@egrl.org. And now a hat tip to
All right, so getting ready to kick off again here. We've got Vienna kicking off. That nice high kick now into the wind might really give them some advantage. They must be listening.
All right, welcome back, Bri.
All right, so we have a line out going Vienna's way.
So was there contact?
Yeah, it was tipped and then,
Okay.
yeah, really
That
smart
is a way to
choice kicking
start,
high.
right?
Yeah.
That's a good way to start the half. You got the wind at your back. Get a line out here. They've been pretty successful with the line outs. Their throws have been pretty good, although looking at that flag in front of us, that wind is
Yeah, it's whipping.
it's coming across. So she's going to have to throw into it a little bit, not lose the throw.
So 7-0 Charlotte here early in the action in the second half.
It looked like a bit of a double pump there. Okay, unfortunately went Charlotte's way, bounced, well, unfortunately for Vienna. But we got the knock there. So she tried to field it. Referee feels like she knocked it forward. Scrum down Vienna. So they got away with one there.
Yeah, they got away with one, and it was surprising that she was able to keep that straight into that wind, throwing that far. So
Yeah.
she really had some zip on it.
Yeah, that was a solid throw.
So what's the rule on double pump?
Can't do it because officially the jumpers aren't really supposed to leave until the ball is thrown. And so if you hesitate, you're forcing the jumper to, well, you're teasing the jumper into a jump. They commit, they can't get back down and jump again, so you've created an unfair advantage.
So would it be a penalty? Or would it
Usually
be
a free kick, I believe. I guess you could call it a penalty if you think it's an egregious thing or like if it was intentional.
Okay.
But that kind of, like what she did, it was just a hesitation in the motion.
Yeah.
So I would think a free kick. So short arm penalty.
Another fun fact for Earth Day. Jane Goodall's favorite animal is a dog.
Don't tell the chimps.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they get very jealous.
There's the tap and go, and now the kick. And that wind is, look at that, blew it right back into them. And she's got the knock. So that one unfortunately backfired a little bit with the wind. I mean, it just stopped.
That was crazy, yeah, because you had Charlotte or you had Vienna ready to receive, and the ball just blew straight back out away from her body.
Yeah.
And then the oncoming Charlotte player just knocked it on because she got there way faster than she thought she would.
Neither were expecting it to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, even in our cubby hole in the rooster in the rafters here, the wind is whipping in the window.
Yeah, you can feel it. There goes Allen with the pick and then the offload. Big tackle by 12. Well done by her to grab Florio.
She's driving Florio back.
That's Gemily
job of
Rivera. So nice job by the 12. Big ruck, and Vienna retains the ball.
There goes Day on the carry. Okay, ball's out to Allen. He's got some.
That's a nice fend, two nice fends, and she's still working.
Got Sport there behind her. You can see the wingers just itchy feet trying to get it out to her there.
Dying for the ball.
I can do it all if I get the ball.
This is a good place to attack from. You would think they might like to give it a shot if they can get her some space. If they can pull in that defender. But right now, Charlotte's shape is solid. I mean, they're in a really nice straight line right at that back foot. This is what they want. It's a little choppy ball. So knock, and it'll now go Charlotte's way for the scrum.
That's Ortolano on the wing, just screaming for the ball there. You know, being former wingers, you know that every time you touch the ball, you're 100% going to score.
100%, of course. I mean, you're only going to touch it twice, so you might as well, right?
Exactly. Exactly. The reality is you're probably going to knock it on because you were so excited to get the ball out. But the one thing about being a winger is, you know, you can have a great game without even touching the ball, because if there's a good kicking game, you know, you're kick and chase, you're pinning that defender back, and
That's right.
you can really make a huge advantage to your team by never even touching the ball.
Absolutely. As they say, wingers got to look for work.
Exactly.
There it is. There's the kick, and this is her shot. Oh, unlucky, tough field.
Oh, play the player there.
Interesting. Yeah, here it goes. She got it, too. How about that? Good for her. So we got a shoulder bump on the player, and so the call there is not playing the ball, playing the player, which, of course, is illegal. So you've got a penalty now. Allen's going to try to find touch. She's got the win, so you would expect, wow, that was a booming kick.
Looks like it's on the maybe 12-meter.
That is everything you want from a kick to touch and then some.
Absolutely. Using the wind to full advantage.
Yep. So Vienna will try to win the line out here. I mean, traditional rugby would say you'd look for the maul, try to push it into the corner, right? I mean,
yeah.
We'll see what happens. That's not a skill set every team has at this level, so we'll see if they've got it.
Well, and so far this game, Charlotte has had the more physical pack.
Yeah. They do seem to be pretty solid in the pack there, and so I think that is an advantage that may negate them all. Right?
Okay, ball's in. Oh, short throw. That was really smart and
driven into
well
touch.
driven out.
Yeah. So Charlotte is playing a well executed game in these tough positions.
Yeah, I think that was DePaz that drove her out.
Yep, smart play.
Play what's in front of you. That's the mantra that Dobbs likes to preach at Morris. So
we'll trade lineouts and see if they can get it. Charlotte will probably be looking to clear, I would imagine. And that was
well fielded, but it's sneaky little bit of action there from the 9, Eversole.
Yeah, that was a nice idea. She's a scrappy player, as you would expect the 9 to be.
Yeah, they usually have a play with a little bit of attitude, don't they?
They do. In a loving way, the 9s are usually a little bit around the ankles. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
There's that step.
Out to Cox here. Oh, nice movement.
And the
numbers out left if they can get it out wide.
See what kind of pace they've got on the width. One more there. She's looking for it. Ooh, that referee is okay with that tackle. It looked maybe it was a bit high, but she's okay with it. Says shoulder to shoulder. Here goes Cook again. So you can see they're definitely using her skills to their advantage, and it's working out well.
Okay, ball's out. That's DePaz on the carry.
Also a contributor today. Had a nice game. That could be diving over. Yeah, it looked like it.
Quick tap by Taylor there.
Taylor.
Nice break up the field. Does she have support? Oh, no, it's turned over.
Allen stripped it. So it goes, and now it's returned again. So Charlotte retains the ball, and she's going to chug forward. Wow, solid run. The tackle is there. She's right at the try line. We'll see if they can push it over.
That's Cook
And
again, is it?
there it is. Referee signals, and it looks like we've got the try in. Was it? Yes, it was. The 13, Caroline Cook, with her second try of the day. So she's definitely doing the work today for the Cardinals, for Charlotte Cardinals.
Yeah, she's a force to be reckoned with. Great crowd here today, too.
Yeah.
Stands are pretty full.
So I liked what they did there with the speed of play. It was a good work rate. You know, they had Taylor take it up. She gained some meters. Now, she lost the ball, but they fought. They got it back, and then immediately right back at it.
Yeah, this has been a very physical game, but a very, very clean game.
Yeah.
Referee is doing a good job to keep play moving and keep everything rolling along.
So
Sometimes you get a bit of a choppy ref that
Yeah.
likes to blow the whistle.
Yeah, you know. That guy that you get at Morris every once in a while.
Oh, he's the worst.
So we got a pretty tough kick into the wind. That's not an enviable place to kick from, into the wind. It's a good strike,
Good effort.
but a little bit wide there. So doesn't get the points. It's going to be 12-0 Charlotte with about a little under 11 to play.
So Vienna under quite a bit of pressure here now to get a couple of scores. They have the wind at their back, so they have a little bit of advantage there, but they need to start getting going here on some points.
Yeah, that is that's a deficit that makes it a much tougher situation. So we'll see what they can do. They're going to have to kick the ball back and probably go after that high kick and chase. Looks like Captain Florio is chatting with the referee, trying to get a little clarification on something, I'm sure. Sign of a good captain, always trying to learn and understand.
It's also one of those good kind of rules for rugby because you're the captain is the only one who is supposed to be talking to the referee, so everything gets funneled through there, and it's a lot. You don't get that complaining that you get in other sports like soccer.
That is definitely a tradition that I think is an excellent one. I think it's a class move on the part of the sport, but it is something that's hard to learn when you're converting from another sport.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
You're used to chirping
Yeah.
to whoever, whenever, by whomever.
I'm sure you're quickly put in your place if that's the case.
Yeah, I know. In my little pregame speech, I usually try to make a point to say that you're the captain. That's who I'll be speaking to. Anybody else, they'll get one warning, and then they get to take a break.
So DePaz is having a really good game.
Yeah, you've mentioned her name several times. She gets in there and churns some meters, and now got the penalty. So looks like it. She's saying hands in there, hands in the ruck, which is a no. Can't do that. And so Charlotte will get the ball, and looks like they're going to go with the quick tap and go. And there's DePaz again, and there she goes. This is not going to be easy. The fullback was there, but thankfully didn't have to make the tackle.
Nice break there off the back of the ruck. I think that was Charlie Patterson. And stripped. Turned over out to...
We've got some meters,
13
13 there. So there's the ruck over, and the ball is recycled again. So Vienna does a nice job of seeing when the ball is in the loose and clear, and then sort of winning it. That's one thing they've done all day.
And there she goes on the other side as well. That's a nice bit of ball movement across the field. Just keep the flow moving.
That time it looks like she's got her hands on. I think Charlotte should. Nope. And there it is. Yeah. So that was looked like that was Taylor, and did a nice job of getting her hands on the ball before the ruck.
A big break by Taylor there. Nice offload to Cook.
The over-the-top offload.
She's broken free. She's in.
Could be in for the hat trick, and going to fight to get under the post again.
Great job there by Taylor and Cook.
So that's a combination, I think, that any EGRL team or fan has got to be aware of, right?
Absolutely.
Taylor on the break, Cook on the offload. That's a combination that's working for them today.
And, that just speaks to the skill level at the high school level now. You would never consider doing offloads like that a couple of years ago, and now it's just everybody has ball skills.
Yeah, absolutely. That was pretty sweet. Up over the top, little one-handed offload, and was able to get it backward. And
Coach's dream and nightmare all the same, all rolled into one.
Every coach takes a deep breath and holds it, and then when you catch it, that was fantastic.
It was the right decision.
Would have been losing their minds if the 13 knocked it on, but. So this one may be getting out of reach for Vienna. We've got 19-0 because of the automatic 7 under the posts. 7 to play, and Vienna's got to give the ball back up.
So that's the first time we've seen the automatic conversion given under the posts. I guess, keep playing moving, but...
Yeah, I think it does. I think it speeds the game up. I don't know. I've got mixed feelings about it. I think I've got to think about that one. I guess kicking has gotten to the point where most everybody can get one if they hit it under the posts. Great strip there, Jackal, by the prop. But, yeah, I don't know if I love it. I feel like that's a part of the game that we need reps.
Yeah, it's something you can miss. There's a percentage that will be missed. So.
Yeah.
And, yeah, like you said, it's also reps for the kicker.
Yeah, absolutely. And under important conditions, right? You want to win, so...
Yeah. Yeah, and pressure. If the game is close, the pressure mounts, and the likelihood of missing the kick grows. So,
yep. So Charlotte's on the move again. They're churning some meters, and they had a bit of a rough exchange, but it went backward. Here goes Taylor.
That was McNulty on the carry on that previous phase. Looks like we have a penalty.
So I'm not quite sure that signal. Is she calling off sides there?
I'm not sure.
I'm not. That hand gesture is not one I'm familiar with. That's a good boot into the wind. Lucky bounce though.
Could potentially have been a knock on, but it looks like it wasn't touched. Again, that ball just dropped out of the sky early because of that wind.
So yeah, any teams that are going to be up next, I'm sure they're talking about that wind, and if they're not, they will be talking about it quickly.
Quickly find out.
because it's not gusty, right? It's just a steady wind. I mean, it's north-south as far as the field is concerned. And so it's blowing in your face in one half and blowing at your back.
There
in
goes
the
the
other.
Paz again. Oh, turned over again. Looks like it's... Oh, no. Sorry, it wasn't. Ball's out. Out to McNulty.
It's a nice run.
Yeah, cut back inside.
A lot of white jerseys, though. Okay, good ruck. Pull it back out.
Eversole is doing a nice job at 9. Kind of managing the flow of the game.
Yeah, I agree. She's got a nice pass.
Yeah.
She snaps it out there, which is always good to see. Oh, and let's see what the call is. She says penalty. Again with the two hands. I'm going to have to look that one up. I'm thinking it may be offsides because it.
Oh, another fun fact for Earth Day. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is now so big that it has its own coastal ecosystem.
Oh, that's
Wah, wah,
yeah,
wah.
seriously.
I'm just full of these happy facts today.
Soon enough, it'll have a zip code and then a Walmart.
Yeah.
There's a nice offload. It looked a bit high, but she came off it, so referee says continue. That could be playing on the ground there, I think. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a clarification. We're getting tackle not releasing on that call. That's not, I'm not familiar with that hand gesture. Typically, I see them doing the same as not releasing the ball, so that's good. Learn something today.
Oh.
Nice idea by
Alan went for the steal, and she was fingernails away from it. Ball's been spread well here. Here goes McNulty up the wing. Well tackled there.
got some pace.
Yeah.
That was a solid acceleration.
Out to Cook. Cook's
Cook.
trying to get in for a 4th try. Scorekeeper beside me had a nice chicken sandwich, and I didn't even get a bite.
2:40 to play. So I would say, Brian, this might be the time in the game where, and we've got it down. There we go. Who's that? Taylor. Taylor says, we're not going to allow Cook to have all the fanfare today.
Deservedly so, too. Taylor's had a good game.
She has. I was just about to ask you, with 2.5 to play, who's your player of the match?
Oh, that's a tough call.
Give you some time to think about it.
I would...
Cue the Jeopardy music.
Yeah, I would say... you always get enticed by the scores, but I honestly, I would say a highlight for me would have been DePaz. Cook had some great breaks and created the space herself, but I would say DePaz did a lot of the heavy lifting today.
Yeah, I can work with that. Anytime you got the hooker all over the field who's, winning ball, churning out meters, doing the hard work, can always give them a hat tip. So there you have it on behalf of the Elite Girls Rugby League.
Well, so before we finish up, who would you give the hat tip to on the other side of the wall?
I think that's a tough call. That was a nice strike, but a little short. So 24-0 is the score with 1/3 to play. I think I'd have to give it to Natalie Allen. I mean, she's really had a lot of roles to play. So, anybody wearing the number 8, you've got the game and the skills, but she's also taken some kicks. She's certainly in and around the ball, making tackles and runs, and just overall a great kid. So
yeah, I would agree with that.
I'd give her the hat tip there.
So 24-0, just down to the last minute of play here.
And there she is again, number 8, Natalie Allen, big kick. And
it'd be nice to see a consolation try here by Vienna because they definitely played hard.
Yeah, I don't know that the score reflects the game. The game was pretty even for a bit there. But Charlotte, as any good team will, they're going to find the cracks, and eventually they're going to exploit them.
Yeah, it was 7-0 at the half, and you had, Charlotte now playing into the wind in the second half, so you would assume that the play would dictate more of a, let's say, in Charlotte's half. But Vienna couldn't deal with the onslaught of Cook and Taylor and DePaz.
So I'm curious.
There goes DePaz again.
I'm not sure if Cook was with Charlotte in the beginning of the season. I don't recall seeing her in games that you covered at Charlotte Ruggerfest. So
Yeah,
she
I
may
don't
have been
either.
touring or doing some travel or something. But yeah, she certainly made herself known today.
Maybe she's one of these many kids that plays another sport as well.
Yeah.
Certainly saw some great athleticism out here today.
Yeah, absolutely. The clock on the field has expired. It looks like this probably is going to be the last play. Referee looking at her watch, calling for the scrum. And so typically what you would see here is Charlotte just grab the ball and kick it out. But we'll see.
Well, the ref's done a really nice job with this game today.
Agree. Well controlled. She's on top of it. She's in great position. Charlotte swings it, decides to go for one more run. Let's see what happens. Oh, that was close to losing her feet, but decided we're okay.
Williamson on the carry there.
That was well done. Yeah, Sophia Florio got her hands on the ball. She's going to take the quick tap, give it a go. Another
like
penalty for not 10.
So that's one of the kind of quirkier little rules for rugby. If you get a penalty and you take the tap and the other team is not back 10 meters, you get to get another 10 meters on your gain. So
yeah, team has to retreat. If you've given up a penalty, you've got to retreat 10 meters before you engage. And
Taylor going for the strip there. Really nicely done. So if they can maintain possession, get it out to a back, and just kick to touch, the game will be over here.
And referee
Looks like
says
not rolling away.
rolling away. Yeah, that's
Fair call. She was kind of trapped
yeah.
in there, but you have to really make that effort.
Yeah, I think that that's one thing that every player probably could benefit from is that idea of make the effort, do something, make it clear that you're trying to get out. And many times the ref will, be empathetic to that. But if you're just kind of laying there, you're going to get hit on that every time.
So Taylor's going to kick it out now.
And there we go.
She tapped it first, so that is the end of the game.
3 whistles says it's the end of the game. 24-0 goes to Charlotte Cardinal. So the EGRL Southern Division is now officially led by the Charlotte Cardinals. Well
That's
done
great.
by them.
Yeah. All right.
Been great being with you, Brian.
You too, sir. And we'll have a little commercial break, and then we'll sign off.
And now a hat tip to our sponsors. The EGRL is supported by Basecamp 31. What's that? Well, we're so glad you asked. Located in Clinton, New Jersey and incorporated way back in 2004, Basecamp 31 is a nonprofit that works to build and support efforts that improve health, build community, and promote personal development. The kinds of things that push people to grow and communities to thrive, like the Elite Girls Rugby League. Learn more at basecamp31.org. And Steamroller Rugby Supply. Look, here's the bottom line. Rugby isn't just some game where